Hey guys, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now it's day 3 of the Doom Tower here. We're doing hard mode. If you guys have been tuning in, we've been doing a boss fight every single day on the hard mode. Trying to show you my teams that I'm using to get through the content. It's pretty difficult, but it's a lot of fun, really enjoying it. This guy's actually he's not difficult, but he posed a bit of a problem to begin with, because I didn't watch any other videos, I didn't watch any guides or anything. I just tried to figure it out myself. And the only way to really beat this guy is you have to actually use the destroy set, which is pretty awesome because the destroy set is totally underused. If we can quickly go into the artifacts, I'll show you what the destroy set is. It's not really had much of a... God, look how laggy my game is, guys. That's really bad. It's not had much of a use up until this point of the game. So, destroy. It's a 4-piece set and decreases enemy max HP by 40% of the damage dealt. So this guy, we'll just go into the fight and I'll explain once we get to the boss why that is so important. I would imagine this is going to become quite a difficult on the higher levels up, but we'll just see how this goes. So the team I'm using is, I'd used it as a full auto team just so I could leave it. It's not a speed team this at all. There's people that have done this way faster, but I just wanted to auto this and just leave it and see what happens. So I put a bunch of sustainability in here, Chimar for turn meter, Valkyrie for some shields, and I've put the destroy set on the Cold Heart because she does the enemy max HP stuff and does a fair bit of damage. I think that's probably the best bet. I really haven't experimented very much. I stuck it on her and it worked, so it's fine. Once I get up to the higher levels, we'll really experiment and try different teams. First two waves are really easy. So let's have a look at this guy. He's pretty tough. He's immune to a bunch of stuff as usual, like all bosses. Provokes being in there. So he counterattacks when when attacked by an enemy that has no shield buff. So this is the reason behind having Chris to begin with, and then we've got a super fast Valkyrie in here, so I should always have shield buff up, because that is a massive issue. And his counterattacks is A1, which attacks all enemies and places a decrease attack debuff, decrease speed debuff, also places an extra hit on enemies that have no shield buffs, and places provoke. So you really need to have shields in this, otherwise you can't really complete this one. It also is passive here. This is the one that makes it awkward. Decreases the damage received according to how much max HP he has been decreased by, which basically means, yeah, if it's been decreased by more than 30%, you're going to take, you can't do any damage to him effectively. So the more damage you deal to him, the less you're going to do. So if you decrease his enemy max HP, you're going to be able to kill him effectively. So it's A2, it's attack all enemies, place an extra hit on each enemy for each buff on the target. So yeah, Lydia's going to be a bit of an issue there. Each extra hit steals one random buff and removes one buff from enemies under shield buffs. Oh, sorry, no. Each extra hit, this is a confusing one, steals one random buff from the enemies that have no shield buffs. So you really need the shield buffs, and removes one random buff from enemies under shield buffs. So it could potentially remove the shield, which makes it awkward. Then places true fear and stuff. He's pretty tough, this guy, but this team that I've built, because I've got the Cold Heart in with the destroy set, it seems to be able to pretty much combat all his abilities here. It's not a fast one, like I said, this guy, so I'm just going to let this auto out. You can see decreasing a little bit of max HP here with the Cold Heart, but I'm waiting for the Hearth Seeker to kick in. But you're chipping away, even with the counterattacks here, you're chipping away a little bit at a time. So I think the Hearth Seeker's up this turn. There we go. So there, we've taken a big chunk, and now look, we're dealing a load more damage again. So we're just going round. Hopefully Chimar hits his A3 soon. I think it's up next, and then that could reset the Hearth Seeker again for an early turn. I think my Chimar's at like 300 speed as well, which is really helping this fight. There we go. So Hearth Seeker has now been reset. We've got decreased defense and weaken down, and boom, there we go. So now the bar's way down, it should get a lot easier. To be honest, with this fight, I probably could have just taken out Chris and stuck in another Cold Heart in destroy set and that would have made this fight infinitely quicker. But it's only day 3, it's stage 30. I'm not that high up at the Doom Tower yet, so I'm not that worried. I just wanted to get through this content, and I didn't really want to muck about too much until we get to the higher levels. Whoa, that seemed to freeze there for me a little bit. There, Hearthseeker down. Over half his health is now decreased, so it should be an easy win now. Perfect. So 4 minutes. Well, I was talking to you guys for a lot of it, but that is the team used here. You could use a lot of different champions. Like I said before in the other videos, please leave any comments if you want me to replace any of these champions with the champions that you have. You could easily replace Lydia with an Anaya, or well, if you have him, Draco or Razin. It's just, I'm basically using her for the AoE. No, sorry, it doesn't need to be AoE, it just needs to be decreased defense and weakened. So to be honest, Razin's probably better than Lydia here. I just threw her in because I like her. And she's super fast, which helps. But yeah, Razin probably would be the better option here. And yeah, that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next boss fight. Take it easy, guys. Peace.